Thank you, colleagues and students.
Girl, there is no longing I have ever set with than the longing of wearing my Christmas dress. Ilokwe ye Christmas, a dress that Umama had bought 2 months before Christmas Day. The dress and I would play hide and seek in the wardrobe, and I would check if it was still there. Movement and flow on the runaway streets of KwaMashu on the dress and the dusty pathways of his lalino. And these are the ways I learned to wait, to be clothed by dresses, by garments, by gowns, to be seen with a dress, a gown, a garment, to be seen with my dignity.
Professor Dlamini, it's you again, my friend.
Yes, my friend Dlamini Bizel now.
You got married?
Yes.
Congratulations, Prof.
Thank you.
Professor Dlamini Bizel. Sounds beautiful, Prof.
Thank you.
Welcome back from your sabbatical.
Whoa, what a hectic time. 3 books written.
Of course. It's okay, it's a class.
And I've managed to supervise over 20 students.
Of course. Prof, I'm so excited for your inaugural. At last, you're going to become a full professor.
Of course.
What a fool you are.
You need to join us, Prof.
I need to join you.
It's an S situation.
Yes, assistant associate professor is not good for me. Yeah, even these kids are calling me S Juba. I'm not your S. Prof, as you know, I'm going on sabbatical myself because I need to catch up.
Yes, catch up.
Prof, we've got a candidate coming through for interviews who's going to support. Is it Miss Mukwana?
Yes. Oh, it's a miss.
It's a miss. Please take a seat, Miss Mukwana. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Welcome, Miss Mukwana. I am Associate Professor Juba, and this is my esteemed colleague, Professor Dlamini Bizel, a full professor. So I want to just go straight to it. I know you must be nervous.
Yes.
So do tell us, Miss Mukwana, why did you want to come here and work at this prestigious institution called University of the South?
Oh, University of the South, my dream university. The University of the South aspires and is all about what I'm about. I'm all about being for the African child, lifting the African child from the ashes and making sure that they are heard and seen.
Oh, wow.
Very enthusiastic. I love the energy.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, young lady, tell us more about your doctoral studies.
Yes.
My doctoral study, well, obviously you've heard where I'm coming from with my desire to raise up the African child.
Yes.
So my doctoral study is actually touching on 3 different disciplines. I'm interested in the bio-psychosocial person, so it's very holistic.
Yes.
So it's actually dealing with uplifting the African child from the bio-psychosocial perspective.
Interdisciplinary.
Young lion. I love it.
We can put in many classes.
I love
Miss Mukwana, the University University of the South prouds itself for its institutionalization of decolonization. And it knows its roots from indigenous knowledges. How will you fit in?
Oh, you know, of course, about the Ubuntu, you know. As I told you, I'm an African who is very interested in the whole concept motho ke motho ka batho.
Oh, wow, wow.
Nice. Nice.
We cannot look at things individually, we have to look at them holistically. We have to be working with the whole person.
Oh.
So if you're talking indigenous knowledge systems, I'm working with the person from their roots as well as to the very end of who they are. So in terms of decoloniality, I'm very well positioned.
Yeah. So, Miss Ukuphefumla, tell us more about your research outputs, your conferencing, just your work so far.
Yes, no problem at all. Obviously, I have 2 supervisors, in fact 3, and with each of them, we have worked on articles, 3 articles actually in total. We've submitted them for review, and I am pretty sure that they're going to come back with no corrections. If any, there'll be hardly any, and by the end of this year, I'll have 3 publications.
Ambitious. Prof, I don't think I have any other questions. Miss Bukana, do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
I'd like to know, how much I'll be getting.
That's okay. Professor Damini Bizel will give you the brief.
That's very simple, Ms. Mokoena. So at the first level, we have over 900 students that will be given to you. And then at the second level, we move more into specialization.
Definitely.
And you would have 2 modules that you'll be coordinating.
Prof,
She
I
is,
think...
can I just finish?
Thank you.
And then at the third level, obviously now it's the specialization. You would have to be running with the students, be taking care of them, bringing them closer. Then obviously at the postgrad level, you'll be taking over Prof. Juba's students. How many students do you have, Prof.
I've
Juba?
got 22 master's candidates.
Yes, so they would be dedicated
No,
to you.
I'm sorry.
Yes?
I think you're misunderstanding my question, and I hope I'll be getting help, but I meant how much will I be getting in terms of salary?
Oh, no. Ethically, we can't answer that. You must ask Claudette in HR.
Claudette will take care of that, my darling.
Thank you, Miss Mokoena. Can you please call in the next candidate?
Thank you.
Dresses and skirts are drapes of material that have consumed our gender as women. To cover our shame, to cover our naked bodies, to hide the breast and the bums. I wonder if my body remembers how not to wear a dress. To be bare in front of the sun and the oceans of skies. Thixo ulilanga lethu uyakhanya phezu kwethu umphefumlo ungabona apho uhambela khona. This hymn is Umakhulu's Methodist Church song. Umakhulu, my grandmother, taught me how to wear layers and layers of clothing as a woman of Manyano. Layers. Stocking, petticoat, starched skirt, blouse, bib, brooch, and hat. Stocking, petticoat, starched skirt, blouse, bib, brooch, and hat.
Black academics, once again you are 400 years late. Come! We need to do policy training. Hey. First of all, Miss Luthando, welcome. Miss Mokwena, I see you little academics. This is important. Policy training in the University of the South is seen to be high in priority. Does this make sense? Good. Today we are going to do the language policy. Let us take information. Colleague, section 6.4.b says you need to know the policies of the institution. Can we go again? Please, I need you to do your homework. Now let us get into the online digital platform policy. Are we ready?
Yes.
Let us connect to the Wi-Fi. Right. We are going to zoom in, zoom out.
Zoom in, zoom out.
Yes, nice and slowly. Zoom in, zoom out.
Zoom in, zoom out.
You need to feel your skin turning to pixels. No. Connect to the Wi-Fi. There you go. Eduro. Right, so you're connect again to the Wi-Fi. That's it. Make sure that you are in alignment with the data plan of the institution. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Please, colleagues, as I said, policy training here in the institution of the South is very key.
These students can't even write their acknowledgements anymore. Let me fix this. Prof. Jamini Bizarre. She was relentless with her work, with timeous feedback, ensuring I complete on record time. She's a safe space. That's okay. Type that in. Yeah. She is the Winnie Mandela of research. Pause.
Prof, you're not on mute.
I'm not on mute.
No, Prof, just lift up your laptop a bit.
There we go.
There you go, you see me now.
Just fixing some notes from the candidate that's submitting next week.
Oh, wow, it's a note. It looks like a...
Never mind that, Prof.
All right, Prof, once again, thank you so much for joining us in this meeting. As you understand, these new academics are so needing these advices. All right, colleagues, are we back from tea?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Miss Mokwena, am I right? Yes. All right, colleagues, as I said, we are going to do now the matters that are rising. If you don't mind, colleagues, afterwards, can you please all leave? And Professor Dlamini Bizel, can you please stay? The Vice Chancellor will join us.
No problem.
Of course, Prof. Yes, Miss Lovedale, what is the matter that is rising from you?
Prof, I emailed you.
You can put down your hand.
Okay. I emailed you, Prof, because there's a student who said wants to write the assignment Sipedi, and then I said to the student, I don't know how to mark Sipedi.
Okay.
And then the student said to me, they will bring SRC because it's policy and then human rights. And I said,
Right,
and I saw the student. So
thank you so much, Miss Lovedale.
She wasn't done.
I did not speak to you, Miss. Please mute yourself. Thank you. All right, colleagues, the questions, can we please limit them to just a sentence? Thank you very much. Once again, your wisdom here, Prof. Dlamini Bizel, will be most needed.
With a pleasure, colleague. So let's, I feel like this matter has already been tabled at the Teaching and Learning Committee.
It was.
There's really no need for us to dwell on it right now.
Yes.
I would like to direct Ms. Lovedale to section 6.4.3 of the language policy. In fact, I will email everyone in this meeting the policy so that we don't really dwell on it right now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Colleagues, can we please refrain using the chat as a WhatsApp group? Please. I can see your comments then, Ms. Mokwena. Thank you very much. No, sir, can you please delete that and not put it in the minutes? Right, okay, colleagues, if there's no more other matters that are rising, I think we can now... Yes, Ms. Lovedale?
No, I'm really concerned. There's a student, I could tell it was my work. Plagiarism, blatant, unadulterated plagiarism. I mean, I was in shock because I thought, I recognize what is being said here. And when I checked, It was my work verbatim. And I really think that we need to do better.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
And ChatGPT, use ChatGPT.
Mute! Colleagues, please refrain from just unmuting yourselves unnecessarily. Right, Professor Gamini Bizel, once again, we need you to affirm these colleagues about this plagiarism thing. I know I did a plagiarism policy training last week with them.
Let's cut to the chase.
Yes.
The training has already been done. I don't know why we're having this discussion.
Exactly.
And already it has been tabled at the committee meeting that I discussed. I will forward the meetings if it helps everyone.
Yes.
Really, let's move on around. Thank you.
Yes, put down your hand. Thank you, Miss Kokwena. Right, I don't think I see any... yes,
Prof.
Miss Lovedale.
There's a problem, Prof. The other day I was teaching, getting ready. I was in 5 minutes to my teaching. Then a student came in, burning impepho, saying, move away roads, wanting to burn road spirit so the student can actually study. And then the Christian student said, this is not part of our religion. And then there's one that had an asthma attack. It was chaotic. I didn't even get to teach that day.
Miss Lovedale, thank you very much.
I think we lost her, thank God.
Is she... What? Is she not connected anymore? Miss Lovedale. She's frozen. Okay.
In the 35 years of working in this institution, I've never experienced such chaos. But, you know, when they give you lemons, you should make
Lemonade.
lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
Yes, Miss Lovedale, I said this is a great opportunity.
I'm back,
We
Prof.
are now-
Oh, sorry, he's back, she's back. Sorry,
We are
Miss
now
Lovedale, mute.
speaking about decolonizing. Apply for a grant. Write a paper about this. This is a great moment. Yeah, let's move on from this.
I always say, impepho is better than tear gas.
No.
Yes. So, colleagues, I want to say thank you so much for your meeting. You can now start leaving. What, Miss Mokwena? What is it, Miss Mokwena?
You didn't address our issues.
I think we left that just
Phefumla! Phefumla, sacindezela le ndaba.
Oh, okay.
Phefumla. This morning, I felt the breeze gently caress the rigidness of my neck. Tired neck from holding my head up high as things rupture and fall apart. Outside my bedroom, the trees are waving their leaves as the to-do list piles up in front of me, like the bricks I have to build a wall with. Breathing is the most mundane, revolutionary act of our time. I want to sit on this chair and just for a while and watch my soul float as the breeze holds me. I want to sit here and do nothing. I want for a minute to fly effortlessly and like a bird as the morning rush hour hoots and sirens at my door. I want to teach and learn. I want to sit here. It's not the hard work I fear. It's not the revolutionary work I fear. It's the effortless breathing I long for. I long for the ease of breathing and trusting that this earth will hold me up and that I will not shatter and fall like porcelain dolls who lose their grip with gravity. I don't want to battle for my breathing. I want to breathe. Breathing is our gift from God. Breathing is our gift from life.
My dearest daughter, there's something that I want to say. I hope it will help you along the way. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You are 16 years old now, and all I can say is, oh wow. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You're so beautiful, fresh, and new. Huh? Everyone will want a piece of you. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Your outlook on life is so cool. Some may say you're a naive fool. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You have a contribution to make. Your vivacious spirit, they shouldn't take. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You don't want to end up like me, where your vision is blurry and you feel like you can't see. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You don't want to end up in pain, where you literally feel like you're going insane. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't let them make you lose your way. It's a very heavy price to pay. My dearest daughter, you need to find your voice. Otherwise, you'll find yourself having no choice. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself.
The other day, I took a deep breath from the pits of my stomach, and my body collapsed with gratitude and grace. I'm in a toxic relationship with these academic aspirations. And I just long to be, I just long not to police the policies, the policies police me, but I want to watch the policies serve you and I. Ukuphefumla wami, ngomphefumlo wami, phefumla, phefumla. In my mother's tongue, the word to breathe is not far-fetched from the word life. Ngphefumlo, ngomphefumlo wami. To mourn my breath and life as I breathe and live. To live before you arrive is a rapture. What is it about us? Yeah? That we want to sit on the master's chair when the master is invisible in the room, but visible in us. Yeah. What is it about us that we want to sit on the master's chair when the master is invisible in the room, but visible in us? Musical chairs, musical chairs, musical chairs.
Greetings all. My name is Professor Juba, and I welcome you to the University of the South, where knowledge starts from the north and rolls to the south. The pinnacle of African institutionalization. We welcome you to our extra special, extra graduation. Before we start our event, I would like to welcome a few guests. I would like to thank the presence of Judge President Chief Duaba. Hello there. Please stand up when they see you, Prof. Yes, please, Prof. Who is, of course, our current acting interim chancellor. We are happy to have you here, Prof. Again, thank you. We are also grateful that this graduation event is presented by the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Mbele. Please. Yes, thank you very much, Prof. We thank you again for the funds. We also want to welcome our parents. Siyabulela for your patience and fee-paying attitudes. Of course, with the assistance of NASFAS. To our colleagues on stage. Luthando, Mukana. Greetings. Oh, to our colleagues in their red robes and dresses, this graduation will be nothing without your blood, sweat, and complaints. All your leave applications have been approved. Well done. To the SRC there. Hello, SRC. Yes, there you go. The young lions of our leadership. The future entrepreneurs. The new liberalists. We welcome you too. Oh, we are humbled by your presence. And of course, to our clients, students, the current graduates of our institution. I am pleased to see a full attendance for what? Thank you for your dreams, dedication, disruptions, and delusions. May our country be safe in your hands. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and those in between, I would like to call our honorable fool, Professor Mbele. Our dad, a dear friend of mine who I met in Lusaka during the struggle, Prof. I remember our time at Oxford and Makerere. Good times. Prof. Mbele will now address you all to the masses, of course, of our successes. Protocol finally observed. I thank you.
Dear congregants of the University of the South, what an auspicious event today is. Such merriment and joy this day usually brings. The College of Humanities, Arts and Social Sciences is one of the biggest in the University of the South. It draws an interesting lot of students, mainly from Quintile 1s and 3s. Not an easy task, this group. We have to start from scratch. They are not scientific, they lack technology, they're not engineers, and definitely not mathematical. However, this college is the base for all the STEM qualifications. We've produced phenomenal qualified teachers who are the ones who do the foundational work for teaching the STEM students. The arts have produced creatives that continue to build the creative industries, important for design, aesthetic, and these scientifically engineering ideas out there. Colleagues, we have successfully graduated over 800 PhDs between 2020 and 2024. Despite the government questioning the quality of our candidates, our master's intake has also grown. We are at top achiever level, with the ratio of supervisor 20:1. Right?
Yes.
20 students, 1 supervisor.
Wow.
We are now working at an impossible level. However, we live for throughput here at the University of the South. The college has also produced groundbreaking research on artificial intelligence. We are catching up with those technology scholars. There's no take-it-in issues anymore. As we've provided sufficient training for all our young little academics. Teaching and learning issues were extremely improved during COVID as well, as we became digital beings and embraced the space during COVID. The teaching became our home. Our home became the teaching. We became digital beings. We embraced it. It was personal. Hence the success we've all had. I leave you with these words. Throughput, throughput, throughput. I thank you.
Thank you, Prof. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, let us now celebrate. I thank you so much, Prof. Alama, let's put the music on. Thank you, TJ.
Sister Bettina! In the meantime, somebody tonight. The first to
as the Vice Chancellor of the University of the South. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Let's give them We have ways to communicate. We have ways to send a message. We have ways to resist. We have ways to, you know, this is beautiful. You got some of us in tears without realizing that indeed because then we come to face the realities of what is happening in the academic space. In any of our institutions, we have inherited a particular system. And unfortunately, as much as now the leadership is black, colored, Indian, however, the master still remains. The master still remains the same. And unfortunately, we are trapped into all these things, wanting to become the fool. Wanting ratings, wanting money with commercialization, and so on. And yeah, you remind us of all the struggles we are facing, even at this point in time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Colleagues, we have a few minutes to engage, to interact. You can comment, you can at least ask questions. How did you think about this, and so on and so on. So you are welcome to do so.
Sorry. Yeah. And I guess just we're going to facilitate a conversation and just ask questions. But it was essential for us to use the method yokudlala, meaning to play, umdlalo weqonga, umdlalo weshashalazi, and that method means theatre, but the thing is seen. We can't hide the thing anymore. And maybe open up a dialogue and a conversation about these things using a method, right? That we all know, that we all have been children and we've played and we've reflected about where we want to be in life. So basically that's about it. Just wanted to frame that. And then also the fact that we are being mentored by professors, right? Good professors, and so we're part of it. So it's not all, so we're part of a project called FamDAG, which is, there's 3-4 institutions that are part of it. University of KwaZulu-Natal, University Stellenbosch, DUT.
New Mexico, Chicago, Illinois.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the project is funded by
Mellon Foundation.
Thank you, Chomi's of Fuller in the gaps because I'm
And FemDex stands for?
Feminist
Decoloniality SK.
Decoloniality is K.
Yeah. So and so we've written papers. The method is participatory.
Visual methodology.
Yeah. So basically, this is the framework and the background of the work. And so,
I wanna just add to what you're saying. What you see today is actually an outplay of letters that the research participants wrote. So there were several prompts. There were 2 letter writing moments that we had as a research group. The first prompt was about write a letter to your younger self, and just tell your younger self how you're surviving in academia, how are you dealing with being a woman in that space, how are you experiencing it, along those lines. And then the second letter, the prompt there was during COVID, so we were all online. We had a workshop that was on Zoom, and we just had to write about our experiences on Zoom. So the whole thing about being digital beings, that's how people were actually feeling and reflecting about that. And one of the letters, just to give you context on the red dress as well, was during COVID, this research participant was graduating for her master's, but she couldn't obviously walk down the aisle anymore. She was now a PowerPoint. And she was so hurt by this, like, I bought my dress. When is this COVID going, She had bought the dress, but she couldn't wear it. And it's a metaphor. So our initial presentation was about the title of her letter, which was I can't wear my dress. What was that?
Stagnation and movements of black women, academics.
Yeah, losing out on wearing the dress, basically. So we've carried that theme around. That's why the dress is very ancestral to the story. So we carry it everywhere just because it holds that moment at that time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your production and bringing us to tears. I'm so emotional because you reminded us of the current situation. So the question now is, how do we change the scenario? For example, I'm the executive dean of the college. I'm guided by policies. There are things that I'm seeing. There are things that I want to do, but I'm unable to do because of the. How do we change the scenario? Maybe from your.
As Davini Pizal.
I think we should just move right along. I'd like to actually put that upon all of us, actually.
Yeah.
How do we go upon that? And how can we as well carry those
I suppose the indigenous ways of knowing. How can we link that with policies? How can we find a humanist approach to all of that? And I think the clues are there. To say I have answers would be a mistake. But I think what this provocation is to find those answers. Because I suppose we are often at the end of the policies. And I can understand to be at the front of them. How do we then lead with those policies, which sometimes actually are there to help us? They are there to guide us and to protect us from quite neoliberal institutions that are just demanding so much out of us. But yeah, sorry, Professor.
Yeah, just the interesting point is that policies are created by us who are within the institution. So I think we should always remember that, and I think we over-rely once the policy is drafted because it's such a process, because it needs to go to MenCo, then after MenCo, then we all like, oh, it's too much there, I'm not going to change it. We actually need to labor for the changes that we want to see, and I think, yeah, that's where it can start. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to add to that, really, I mean, as my colleague said, it's not so much that we did this because we have the answers. It's really to provoke thought and to really start to self-reflect about the reality of what is going on in the academic space and to move forward from there. It's not even that we necessarily have the answers there. We probably should have put a disclaimer about the fact that it does provoke so much, but the purpose is to start to dialogue about the way forward. Yeah.
Can I just say, I think what struck me, and fortunately I understood what that Ukuphefumla means, the breathing. So I'm wondering, are we supposed to start with a policy? Or are we supposed to start with the breathing? Because we need to start with something that we are all in common. And I want to ask, when do we as a university ever breathe together? And I mean physically, because there was, for me, the most powerful point, and there were many powerful points in your presentation, but the most powerful part was when you brought in the impet, right? And I asked myself, because change starts through praxis. It's through a practical thing that we can do, and it's not intellectual. It is embodied. And it is basic, like breathing together. So I'm not giving an answer. I'm just saying, I'm often wondering in my own space, why don't I create an opportunity for staff to breathe together, to ritualize, being alive together? Because you said breathing is connected to, in the language, it's connected to life.
Thank you. I don't know who first. Okay, my name is PowerPoint. And my question is directed at Professor, full Professor Bekel. Thank you very much. This is very interesting. As a PowerPoint, let me ask. I realize that we moved from Zoom to Zoom. Are we at a point where we are back at Zoom, or the intent is to get back at Zoom?
Yeah.
It's a very, very good question.
Yeah.
I like that question.
Yeah, I want to. So when we were conceptualizing, and with the director, Push directed this piece, I must mention that. We were always like, this is painful. How do we make it easy for us to interact with it, So we had to have some satirical sort of moments. And it was a zoo during COVID actually, you know. It was ridiculous. At 7 p.m. there's a meeting. Why? Oh, you can just hop on Zoom. No. I'm not going to hop on. It's after hours. Now I need to do other things for my family. But it became so ridiculous, even with how the students started interacting with you. They just really invaded your space, you know, because it's just easy. A WhatsApp at 10 a.m., WhatsApp groups now for your different modules. It became a zoo. But I like to push for you because you really were centered on creating the zoo, playing around with that.
Well, it was actually my Luthando as well,
Luthando,
our stage manager there, who designed it. When she brought upon the gift of zoo, I was like, okay, this is problematic. But then I started to really think deeply about it, outside the colonial implications of that we animals or whatever the case may be. But to see the animalistic sort of reality of where we were at that time. And I was like, okay, let's play with it. It's a little bit provocative for me. But Luthando in her Gen X ways, not Gen Z ways, we accepted it. But I think it was about to just look at that space being a jungle. Everyone is eating each other. Everyone is trying to get into your world. And I think Prof said the home was at work and the work was at home, and the separate. So it felt as if we were and you were kind of caged as well in this little box of a screen. And as I'm a drama lecturer, and we picked up with students when after COVID, they could only perform in a box. And again, the body had to go out again. So I understood what Luthando was playing with in that capacity. And I think we wanted to just bring that this environment really creates a space where it's animalistic, but we're also caged in an institutional kind of capacity. So yeah, I suppose that's how we languaged it. You can add.
Because I think the process was hard for us, just on a personal level, but also on an academic level. There are times where the poems arise in the fact that actually I don't want to be here. I don't want to be even with you, Luthando. and so even us, it's not, no, I don't have the time. I've got something to, and so to watch those relationships evolve, and we kind of, do I say this? I didn't ask for permission, I'll say it though, they'll forgive me. And we did, to some extent, wound each other. Yes. Right? Because we are academics and we want to display, and we're online, we're using Siphiwe's office at one point, we didn't ask for permission, and Siphiwe's like, no, this, we have to ask for permission, you just don't come to the social work space and just get in, there's protocols, even for us it was hard.
Yeah, and so therefore, those moments of woundedness, which is perfect, I asked them nicely, okay, let's go home and reflect on what I poem. So all those poems that Ongezwa does beautifully, and the Ukuphefumla ones and the beautiful, beautiful poetry, are all reflections of the wound. So I was like, okay, we are not in a good space. Let's go home. Let's write. Let's reflect. It doesn't mean we don't love each other. It just means that we are not okay. And let's reflect on they're not okay, because that is as important in the process as the okay. And it's actually really, I always say to them, it grounds us actually, those moments. Because it's fun to do the Prof. Lavidi and what am I? Juba. Yes. It's all fun and games and it's love, but then all of a sudden I noticed in the process, the poems get us back. It's because they're reminding us, where do we actually really come from with this work? My dearest daughter, is a personal one to her own daughter, Siphiwe, at that moment of crisis that we were in. And as a director, as a theatre maker, I know these processes quite well. These moments do happen to us. So as a way to hold my participants, my wonderful actors, is a way to go, okay, let us reflect then, rather than just to diminish and because that in itself is as important, I think. I think it was important. So yeah. There was one question.
So there was
the two last questions. Three last. 7.
So tight.
side, which we are doing as leaders in management. We identify young, bright academic researcher who is coming. The moment we say that person being active, being vocal, being assertive, we just start piling the person with a lot of work so that at the end we silence that person. So we find that sometimes we even prematurely put people to management position where you find that a person becomes a COD whilst still trying to find her feet in academia, and we block the road. Now the person is management. She cannot oppose you now. She's roping as part of management. So I think we need to reflect and also see when is the person mature or academically grown up to take leadership, because really we're stifling a lot of good researchers. Thank you.
I love this. Those of us who grew up in the black consciousness era grew up with this. We understood resistance and refusal through drama, through poetry, and we were moved by it. We redefined what it meant to be black, beyond the apartheid classifications. So I love this. I wish I could hug each of you. Also, want to thank my colleagues. I had no idea this was going to happen. In the Institute and the other co-organizers for taking the risk in the presence of the college management. It's a bold step. To do this, you risk your career, you risk your promotion. It's easy for me, I'm no longer in this. So, but
we're nervous about that. We kind of conflicted when we're like,
yes, but the point I want to make, it's only through refusal and taking risks that you alter, that you transform. And I'm hoping that Prof. Mashao, Prof. Nkosi will make this happen in the larger space. And it's interesting, just before we came here, I was having a conversation with Prof. Mashao, saying to him that my colleagues are tired. And if we don't take care of them, they're going to leave. They're fed up, they're tired, they're exhausted. To get access to your funds that have been approved is a journey. Right? So maybe, Prof. Nkosi will invite you to the main campus. And you will be in the Mariam Makeba auditorium. Yeah? Invite the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor. I'm putting this as a challenge. Put it in Mariam Makeba and have Prof. Hugo chair the session.
Just a comment, and then perhaps, we'll see. I'm quite keenly aware that there are black women in the room, and that you are black women yourself, of course, and that this sort of struck a chord, particularly with black women, right? Because in a way we remain the kitchen girl, you know? And then second is the case of, or should I say, the Mamoketi, Professor Mamoketi Pakeng's public lynching for breathing. You know, there is, other than the fact that Naijai more Twitter, you know, but a full professor, a whole VC, is not allowed to breathe. And it's because she's a black woman.
Thank you.
Well, this was deeply moving for various reasons, and I have a couple of reflections. So I'm at the very start of my PhD career. I just finished my first year, and as a Kenyan woman, a black Kenyan woman who's doing her PhD in the UK, a former colonizer of my country, this is the first time I have been surrounded by professors, by doctors, by researchers who look like me. So this is, it's a special moment. And I remember when I did my presentation on Tuesday, and I remember seeing her at the back, and she was nodding. And when I went to speak to her after, she said, Professor Nkosi had said, one of my colleagues has left, but she mentioned a lot about, you touched on something she said in the plenary session. I didn't get to watch her speech, but these connections, all of these moments are not in vain. And when you asked if you're am I making a change in the policies? And unfortunately, some of these changes are not going to come. Maybe it's not during your lifetime, and maybe it's mine, or maybe it's my daughter's. But all of these conversations that we are having, the breathing, what you said when you said breathe as an act of resistance, is by existing. I'm the only black person in my team, and and for me, I feel like my two acts of resistance and rebellion is one, refusing to be addressed by my colonizers. If my mother hears me saying this, instead of calling it my Christian name. So I go by Shiko, and sometimes it's hard for them to pronounce it, but I'm like, my Christian name, my colonizer's name is Grace, but my act of rebellion, of resistance, is being called by my grandmother's name, Wanjiko, Shiko. And I remember so I'm looking at the circular economy, I remember when I was starting my research, I thought, I don't want to do research that any other white person would be doing. And when I decided I was going to look at traditional and indigenous knowledge systems on how to conserve nature and to minimize pollution, my supervisors didn't really know what to do with me. They have their knowledge on their subject is very Western-centric, and so now they have to trust me to carry my research and to show that these practices have been in existence for generations. So what I kept feeling like, God, it's such a heavy burden that we bear in resisting and in rebelling against these systems, in rebelling against the master. Moabe's son asked, are we really free? And sometimes the burden feels so heavy. Are we free? I'm doing research that is funded by... my partner is a white British male. Am I free? Sometimes my friends are like, you're in bed with the colonizer. I'm like, literally, you're in bed with the colonizer, you're a traitor. And yes, heavy is the burden that is placed on us to fight these systems and to change these systems and to claim our place. But great is the honor as well. Heavy is the burden, but great is the honor. And thank you so much for reminding us, even when it's so heavy and when it brings us to tears, that great also is the honor that we have been given to reclaim our names and our places in the world.
And you remained nameless until now. So let's get to know you in a much closer way.
I'm Siphiwe Motloung. I am a social work lecturer at the University of KwaZulu-Natal. And yeah.
And I am Luthando, Ngazile, Ngema. I'm also from the University of KwaZulu-Natal. I'm in the Media and Cultural Studies department at the School of Arts.
I am Pumelela, Nqelenga, but my friends call me Push. And I am, yes. And I am in the University of Cape Town now at the Center for Theatre, Dance and Performance Studies. Yes. I'm lecturing there.
I'm Ongezwa Nomthokozisi Mbele. I'm born up at Bokap, somewhere St. Monica's, grew up Kwamash, and then so I lecture at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, lecture drama and performance studies.
And then you've got Nomthokozisi Parliament.
Government name Luthando. In the streets I'm known as Jupiter. Yeah, and I am, what am I here? Stage manager. My 9 to 5 is in administration.
And you graduated at UCT?
Yeah.
Yes, and she just published the first article, by the way.
The digital work was also done by Luthando. I did mention that earlier.
I think Prof. Nkosi, we had, of course, we are as a college of human sciences, we are the biggest. With more than 52. And of late we have been rethinking how do we position ourselves moving forward. And one of the things that we have said we needed to do is to engage our staff in order to hear their voices as and when we shape the future trajectory that the college should take. And now, when you somehow, opened up this kind of well, in a much bigger way, because you're reminding us even of the trappings that we are as black academics trapped. We are trapped in a much bigger. You're Fanon. You remember black. So this is where we are. And I thought this can help us to open a conversation with our staff, but also with our university, the senior management. If we can get Professor Nqelenga and other senior managers to sit as and when this is played out, we can get a very good conversation going. Because we are in the majority, but things still remain the same. Things are not changing. And the only way to change them is when we, you speak to the University of South Africa as and when you are speaking of your own University of the South. In a much bigger way. So thank you very much. And I think as and when we're getting housekeeping, no, we're done. We're just going for lunch. And then from there we go to the breakaway sessions. I think let's give them another